Right then. Ooh. Was it Falstaff who had a beard and a stomach like that? I think it might have been, eh? Well, we haven't finished. We haven't finished this blooming building yet, have we? So we'll carry on. I'll show you what I've done. Right. Put the two lighting systems in. Okay. So we got the lights wired up, and I popped some glue on the wires as they went through the hole in the back of here, so that they don't get pulled. So they're solid. Right. I have glued on the shop front, which is the first bit that you glue on. I have glued on the front of the flats here, okay, which is the second bit you glue on. I've then glued on these buttresses, right, one there and one there, each side. And then I've glued on it's like a bit of a cornice, I can't remember what they call it now, anyway, along the front between the two, okay, to make certain that it fits. You glue this and that on first before you put this in, so you can cut this to length if needs must. I didn't have to, I just cut exactly where the line was, and it fitted quite well. Right, I'm not too certain whether I quite like those buttresses, the colour of them, up against the red brick, but it's done. So that's it. Yeah, I'll just have to make do with it, won't I? Next job is the roof. Now I've gone through the roof once before with the, I think it's the large station. We've done the roof, how to do the roof before, so I won't go into it in great lengths, but that's it, cut out there, okay. It says at the top, the ridge, okay, and it says at the bottom, start tiling here. So make sure you got it up the right way. It doesn't actually overlap the front of the building, it sits behind the front wall, okay. There you go. Where does it sit? Sits in there, and it sits down behind the front wall. You then put a capping strip over the top to hide the joint. Alright, so don't go thinking that it sits on top of the wall like an ordinary roof would do. It comes over the wall, doesn't it? But this one doesn't. Right, we've got a choice of papers. Let me just put my seeing eye glasses on so I can see. I can see you better. Oh, that's better. Okay. Right, in the kit we've got some brown looking tiles. I don't know, terracotta-y type things, I think. And then I pinched this off the large station building, but you also get the grey slate choice as well. What I'm going to use is the brown, so we'll put the grey slates to one side, and as you can see on the brown tiles, I'll hold them up quite close, you can see that there's kind of black streaky marks on printed on the tiles. So number one, you want to make sure you get them up the right way, because the black streaks start at the top and they come down the roof. Alright. And number two, because these are in strips, you have to cut them out individually. After you've cut them out, and I can't remember how many there are are quite a few, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11 strips you cut out, okay, so what I do is I cut out 3 at a time, so I don't lose my place. I'll cut out 3 at a time, right, 1, 2, 3. Well, in actual fact, what I will do initially is to cut out a chunk of this, larger than the actual roof itself, okay? So I'll cut out a chunk larger than the roof. So I will then count 11 down from the top, okay? And that is my first row of tiles. That is at the bottom of the roof. So by the time I get to the top of the roof, I've got the heavy black, you know, whatever they call it, grunt at the top of the roof. Don't do the other way, all right? And don't lose sight of 11, 10 and 9. Put them on in that order. And always start from the left hand side, okay? And line up, because you're going to cut a straight line here. You'll line them up exactly, each row of tiles, at the end here. It'll overlap the roof, don't worry about it. The tiles lengthwise are going to be longer than the roof is wide, alright? So don't worry if you get an overlap each end. What you do afterwards is turn the whole thing upside down and just cut off the excess tiles. That's easy. But don't lose sight of first number 11, 10, 9, and always start in exactly the same place. Alright, that way you get the black streaky lines always in the right place, all lined up with each other. It's not just a case of sticking them on, I think the expression is willy-nilly. If you want something that looks right, that's the way to do it. Who said that? That's the way to do it. I'm old enough to remember, but old enough to forget. Anyway, yeah, I'll start sticking them on, cutting them out, sticking them on, come back to you when I've done that. Then we'll put the roof on, then we'll have a look at the chimblies. Right, back in a truss. Right, that is the finished roof, and as you can see the black streaks extend from the top to the bottom. Alright, took me about 2 minutes to stick those on. Stick them on 3 at a time. Not 3 attached to each other, but 3 separate ones at a go. You don't lose count of where you are, and it turns out like that. That's okay. Right, you'll notice when I turn it over that the tiles extend beyond the roof. Okay, you can wait until it dries and cut those off. Or I suppose what you could do, you could actually bend them under and glue them to the back, should you wish. Can't see any reason why you shouldn't want to do that. You can do that. Anyway, that's the tiles, and they actually look quite good. They actually look like a sort of 3D effect, yeah, because they overlap each other. That looks like proper tiles. It's okay for a bit of paper, isn't it? I'll let that dry, cut them off, and then we'll proceed with gluing it on the building. All right. So we'll get back when that's ready to be done. All right. Yeah. Cool. Right. Righty-ho. Finished. There is the finished object. Okay. So, what have we done since the last one? We've put the cappings on, which is the capping along the top of the wall and the capping up each side to the chimney breasts. Okay. Now we've put the chimneys on and the pots, stuck little pots on. Okay, now the pots are just cocktail sticks painted black. Hold it up against my beard, you can see it, can't you? Father Christmas beard, that one. I was thinking, yeah, you've got to have a cut soon. Oh, it's coming up for Christmas, isn't it? So, might not, just leave it. Right, the cover layers for the chimneys. Alright, they are fairly straightforward, but when you put them on, make sure that you line them up initially before you glue anything else, just one side, with the outside here, so it lines up with the brick paper that you've already got down here. This brick paper lines up with it. I don't mean brick by brick by brick, I mean so that you don't get a white line along here, or a cardboard line as it were, or you make sure that they don't overlap. Okay, so straight, and then wrap them. After that's glued, I can set properly dry, then finish wrapping them around the rest of the chimney to give you the flashing up the inside between the roof layer and the brick. Okay, some flashing, stop the water from coming in. Apparently it doesn't work on my house, but there you go. And that's it. So what I said I'd do was the Elizabethan house, okay, because that's slightly different, and that will be on the next video. So look out for the next instalment. I'll see you soon. Hey, right, cheers for now. Bye bye.